All right, good evening. Today is Monday, May 8th. It is 6:01 p.m. and I'm opening the Auburn Board of Health meeting. First item is to review, add or remove any items on the agenda. Anything we need to move around or anything?
Yeah, so we're going to do the February and March meeting minutes tonight. We're going
Okay.
to hold off on the others.
Okay. All right. So, since it's already 6:01, we have a 6 o'clock hearing on the rabies exempt request letter for 33 Ocott Road. At this time, I'd like to open the hearing. And, Amy, take it away.
All right. So we received a rabies exemption request letter for the owner's name is Jane Donahue, 33 Old Cart Road, for her 5-year-old dog, Rowan. Rowan, I spoke to Miss Donahue on the phone last week, and she gave me a little bit more background information since she couldn't attend this hearing. So as you see in the letter from the vets, her dog Rowan has an anaphylactic reaction to all vaccines, so not just the rabies vaccine, any vaccine. The reactions began in 2012 when he was just a puppy, when he did receive one rabies vaccine. When he went in for additional vaccines a month later for just a puppy round vaccines, they tried to pre-treat him with fluids and Benadryl, but he still had a reaction, anaphylactic, that required hospitalization. Ms. Donahue said for Rowan's own protection and for public safety, he's always kept on a leash. He's not allowed to interact with any dogs that she's not familiar with. He's not allowed to really interact with any of the neighborhood children. The only kids he does interact with are her own grandchildren. Always on a leash, never unattended in the yard. She sounds like she's very diligent about protecting Rowan and protecting others around her.
All right. At this point, that's all the, with the letter and your account, that's all we have for evidence. So at this point, I'll take a motion to close.
I'd like to make a motion to close the evidentiary portion of this hearing.
A second motion, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Discussion. We have a signed letter from the doctor. It goes in the file, and if something happens and we find out later that, then that's, the doctor's putting their license on the line to write a letter for this, so I have no issue with it. How do you feel about it, Amy? Are you fine because you have the letter?
I'm comfortable with it, and I don't anticipate really there ever being a health change in Rowan, and unless there was a severe circumstance, he's probably never going to be eligible for the rabies vaccine.
Okay.
So there is also the option to accept the letter for the lifetime of Rowan.
Okay. For your knowledge, did we do that in the last one?
We did.
Okay. So it's up to you because you're the authority to keep an eye on that. Or okay. All right. Any more discussion?
No.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
I take a motion to close the discussion portion of this hearing.
I second the motion. How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do you have a motion on this?
I take a motion to accept this letter and as exemption for lifetime for the rabies vaccine for Rowan, pet of Ms. Donahue.
Okay, I second the motion. It is a roll call vote. Carolyn, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ray votes aye. 2-0 for the exemption. Okay, at this point, the hearing is over. I'll take a motion to close the hearing.
I make a motion to close the hearing.
Second motion, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 6:05, so we can go right into the, we have minutes from February 13th, and we have minutes from March 13th. So if you want to take a quick review, I didn't notice anything when I looked at it quickly. just on the March 13th, as chairman, I can't make a motion, so I probably didn't make the motion to to adjourn the meeting. I probably asked for a motion on that one.
Okay.
So I believe Steve most likely asked for it and Carolyn seconded.
Sure, we can check that.
Yeah,
Paula,
that-
can you listen to the
Yeah.
meeting again?
Because I can ask for a motion, but I can't make it myself. If I did make it, then I made a mistake. Be the first one in 8 years. All right.
You might be able to, if you're comfortable, I can either bring this back after she listens to it, or you can approve it.
Oh, I can
and-
approve it. That's a small amendment. It's not going to affect any votes or anything like that. I just want to, for the record, if it ever came down, somebody looked at it, the chairman can't make a motion. So. Or actually, the person running the meeting can't make the motion. Anything you notice, or you're fine with everything? Okay, we'll do them separately. So we'll make a motion starting with the February one, because we'll go in chronological order.
Okay. I make a motion to accept the minutes for the meeting of February 13th, 2017.
Okay, I second the motion. How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
And I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes for Monday, March 13th, 2017,
With
with the changes that the motion to adjourn the meeting was corrected, that it was made by Steve Nordberg and seconded by Ray Gauthier.
We'll have,
we'll check.
Well,
Yeah.
after being
Yeah.
Yeah.
checked
So
by,
what it is,
Yeah.
we'll make the motion that just
Alright.
with that being changed.
with that being changed, if it's corrected.
All right.
thank you.
I second the motion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Yes.
Could we, could I make a suggestion for, just so Amy doesn't have to stay for the whole meeting?
Yeah.
She can give the animal control update as far as the.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah. No problem. I was wondering why she was still here. Okay. We'll skip down to A, director's issues, D under there, and we'll go from there. So, go ahead, Amy. It's all yours.
So as of April 1st, all dog licenses from 2016 did expire, and new licenses are due at that point. I will soon be sending out reminder notices to the 800 or so residents that have not licensed their dogs yet. And that's only at the same number as last year. So we're at about 1,500 right now out of 2,300 that were licensed last year. And I anticipate there's probably more than the 2,300 that will be licensed this year. Late fees will be kicking in as of July 1st. So I do try to give people far enough notice in advance to license without getting those late fees.
Note to self.
Uh-oh, yes.
2 dogs before July 1st.
Yeah, you'll be sitting here before us.
Yes, I will. No, I won't be. I'll just be paying it. I won't be questioning anything.
And I did send out email notice reminders back in February to people that hadn't licensed yet, but we have a limited number of email addresses right now, so I am encouraging people to include their email address on their application so we can send out the email notices instead of sending out hundreds to thousands of letters.
Yeah. Kill a couple trees. Okay. Anything else? How's everything going? Good?
Good.
That's good to hear.
So if I may, I also wanted to just let you know about town meeting update. We had some changes. Amy worked with the town clerk on updating the bylaw to reflect the changes for late fees.
Good.
So, you know, it was a little bit hard to understand previously. And so with some changes in the Mass General laws, Amy and the town clerk wanted to make it easier for people. So Amy, can you just, you know, give just a
The biggest
synopsis?
changes, there has been a reduction in the grace period where late fees kick in. Licenses, the timeline hasn't changed for when licenses are due. So the town clerk will still have licenses available for purchase from January 1st through March 31st. They're still going to be due by April 1st. Currently, we have a 90-day grace period where late fees don't kick in until July. We shortened that window to 30 days. So people will still have the entire month of April to license without any additional fees. But as of May 1st of next year, their $10 late fee will be kicking in at that point. The other big change is that town meeting members did vote to also accept something that was written in MGL that towns could choose to accept. And I'm happy to say Auburn is moving forward with it. Residents 70 years or older are able to license one dog per household for free. So they'll still have to submit their rabies certificate and fill out the application to get their tag, but they won't have to pay a fee for
Do I
that.
have to prove I'm 70 or can I?
You do have to have proof of age in order to get that
You gotta check my
discount.
picture. 'Cause I can just take my dad's old ID. I have his license. So. All right, no, that's great. Thank you very much, Amy. Anything else?
A little bit more good news. We also have I think I mentioned it at previous meetings, the town voted to approve a revolving account for the kennel fees.
Oh, excellent.
So Amy has been keeping track since she started about how many fees, the total amount ranges anywhere right now from $1,300 to about $1,500. So we're hoping to utilize that money going forward to help offset some of the costs for veterinary care, for stray animals, for animals that come into the shelter, for some improvements to be made down at the shelter, anything that has to do with some sort of improvement. But right now we spent, we went through pretty much all of the budgeted amount for veterinary care. And so we're hoping that going forward, that will allow us to put some money into the account and be able to utilize it for that purpose.
Sounds good.
So that
Excellent.
was a really good change, and hopefully down the road we'll be able to see the fruits of that labor.
Very good.
And also approved through DPW, the town meeting members did vote to approve some money that's going to go into fixing up the dog kennel portion of the shelter.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
DPW will take on a good portion of the labor, but the money that we did get approved will go into materials. Because a lot of the metal poles and fencing, and it's just, you know, it's kind of outlived its useful life. So we want to.
It's the same kennel since I was a kid, I think. They must have patched it, but it's still there. That used to be the police department.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, the bars are still down there.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're excited about that portion too. So you know, more updates to come along as to when the projects will get started. But there's a number of things that we have to do to get the materials ordered. But should be very good improvements for our department.
Excellent.
And I think that's all the updates, right? Okay.
You are dismissed. Thank you very much, Amy. Great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time it is 6:16. I would like to open the hearing, or actually, it's not, actually, never mind. It's 6:15, and it's discussion for plan reviews for 54 Faith Ave.
So 54 Faith Ave is the realignment project from the Masad family, the owners of Diamond Chevrolet. So as you know, Diamond has businesses down in that area. There's three separate buildings. The town has received a definitive plan and also a preliminary plan for the realignment of Faith Ave. So in order to have a definitive submittal, preliminary submittal has to come in as well. And so working with the town planner, some of those details got worked out. So we actually got the definitive actually before the preliminary. So as a requirement, we need both.
Yep.
So they're actually essentially the same plan. And the purpose of this definitive and preliminary plan is for the realignment of Faith Ave. I think you may or may not be aware of it. It has been going on for several years, some of the pre-planning for this, and Conservation has heard a lot of the planning for this. So as Faith Ave comes off of Southbridge Street and connects to Washington Street. So Southbridge Street would be down in this portion here, also where you'd have the liquor store and CVS. And you would come down Faith Ave. If you recall, you can go almost all the way to the end, and then it circles around and it goes in between the car dealership businesses, and then does almost an S-curve down to Washington Street. So the what's being proposed is basically this portion of the road would no longer be the public road. It would actually come in and connect from Faith Ave to this portion, creating basically a new road. So in that area, there are a number of utilities. There's both public and private utilities. The businesses do have some private utilities as well as public utilities. Also in that area, we do have houses that have both public and private. There is some commenting and review that is being done by other town departments, and obviously the Auburn Water District, the Sewer Department, DPW, for road drainage and so forth. We have been in this area for septic abandonments, for well questions, for well issues. So where we have a mix of both public and private utilities as part of this realignment project, if there were going to be any private utilities impacted, if, say for example, we need to abandon any existing cesspools or septic systems, tanks, any private wells that were no longer going to be used, or if any utilities are proposed, obviously they have to go through the town process for requirements to address those utilities. So this is not, usually when we talk about a subdivision, you know, you're thinking housing, residential units. This is actually for the reconstruction of the roadway. So I can open both the plans for you to essentially see, but they are basically the same.
I mean, all that we have to really worry about is if there's any cesspools or anything like that that need to be abandoned, really. Other than that, it's DPW, really, with the road and everything like that. I don't see, I know we have to make comments on everything that has to do with that, but, I mean, this is the plan. and I know they have to give us both,
They do.
but
Yep.
this is the plan that they're working off of now, because they probably already got comments from whoever they needed comments for, so.
And it came in fairly recent.
That one said May 1st
Yeah,
or
May
something,
1st,
so.
so it came in last week.
Yeah.
The other one came in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it is in process right now of going, I think it's gone initially through DCG,
Mhm.
and it will, obviously the other town departments will have a chance to comment, but we have not got to that
Okay.
point yet. Okay. Sure.
Emergency.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry, I have to run out for inspection.
So as the Board of Health, we are required to provide some comment. If there's questions that you have, or are you satisfied with, basically a general
So,
memo for,
yeah, so what's gonna happen,
Utilities.
if I'm correct, is more or less the town's gonna abandon the road. They're gonna build a new road, and then that whole area where the road is now is gonna more or less go to, is Masad gonna handle all that? Is that all gonna be on his
I
property?
think that's being worked out
Okay.
currently. So I can't tell you
Okay.
specifically that the town won't have involvement, but I think that the purpose for this is
Is to
so
kinda-
that, yeah, so that this is no longer going to be
Yeah.
a public way.
That makes sense. Personally, I don't see an issue with it. I think it keeps the cars from driving through the property area there. Because I've gone through that area coming down, and there's people trying to cross the road and they don't look. They just think it's all part of the same thing. They walk across the street and you gotta slow down so you don't hit them. And I mean, I don't go that fast, but not that fast. But yeah, if they just don't care, they step out from behind a car and they think it's part of the parking lot, and it's not. It's the street. So.
I mean, they do, obviously, having all these businesses owned by the same, same family, I mean, they work interchangeably.
Yeah.
So, there's vehicles being moved and so forth.
Yeah,
But
it'd be easier for them if they just didn't have to worry about all these private cars cutting through, because it just causes an insurance nightmare. So, yeah, I don't see an issue with it, because like I said, if they're gonna handle any, if they have to crush any septics or anything like that, abandon anything, and as long as they pull the permits, I have no problem. I'm fine with it.
And so, not knowing if there's any specifics that are not identified on the plan, we'll go with that,
Yeah.
that course of action, and I can provide general comment if there is something.
As long as we send a letter or comment stating that if they run into it, they must contact the Board of Health. If 3 years from now there's a problem because they drive over something and something crushes in, the onus was put on them. And that's the way I think we have to do, is put the onus on them, that if they find it, they have to contact us to make sure they fix it correctly.
Sure.
And that's it. I'm fine with that.
And it shows the utilities coming through
Yeah.
in the street.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're okay with the comment for both?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
I am. Are you?
Yes, I don't know enough about it to be having an intelligent
You'll learn.
comment, so.
No, it's easy enough to learn. So you'll get through all that stuff. Okay, we'll go right into director's issues, starting with correspondence, which we got a few this week. Looked like we had a few from some engineering ones, disposal, systems.
Yeah, we have quite a few projects going on. This is the time of year when, obviously, we have septics and wells building. So now that the weather is actually kind of turned,
So they're
just wanted to, keep you updated on what we have going out and what we kind of have going on.
and they all seem to be falling in line. Everything they've done, everything pulled the permits, done everything they need to do. No issues.
Yeah, we're not
No.
really just dealing with some of the ones that have still in the process of installation,
Okay.
closing them out and starting new ones. I was out on a new one today and one that's being closed out, so it's a active pattern right now. Housing, wanted to let you know that we have several housing complaints going on, and we also have a lot of, not uncommon this time of year, but for trash. So we're getting a lot of trash complaints. One good piece of news that I wanted to tell you, we had the townwide cleanup this past Saturday.
Yep.
And this is the event that happens every 2 years, so it's on the opposite year of our hazardous waste day.
Yep.
And it's a joint event with the chamber. Chamber sponsors it with the town of Auburn. Republic Services donated the containers for the metal recycling and also for the trash and recycling containers. We also had shredding done over at Hometown Bank. They did shredding for free. And battery take back offered through Interstate Battery. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but it was pretty successful day, very, very busy. The rain held out pretty much till the very end. We got so we overloaded the 30-yard dumpster for metal, so we actually had 40 yards of metal that got recycled, and we had some bikes that people brought in. I think we got maybe a half a dozen or so bikes that will be recycled, and what they do is tune them up and reuse them. So it was a very good day. So with that, a lot of volunteer groups cleaning up the town with trash. Also businesses. We've been, going around with businesses to try to identify them to pick up their areas as well. So if you see something, let me know. But we're kind of in process of trying to make sure that litter and trash is being addressed. And he gave the animal control update. Worcester Regional Tobacco Coalition, I believe that they were out recently to do some compliance checks, and I'm hoping to have an update soon. They did say that one will be coming. Solid waste. So I wanted to also let you know that from the public meeting, we did get the regulation advertised. So it is legal. We've sent it over to DEP, and the next steps will be for the signing of the agreement for the DEP grant, the grant contract. We have the electronic disposal event. I wanted to let you know in your packets, there is Cub Scout pack, I guess it's 53. They're going to be doing a recycle event right around the corner. So the beginning of June, Saturday, June 2nd, Saturday, June 3rd at Chuck's Steakhouse parking lot from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll be holding a recycling event. We got this flyer in, and we'll get it up on the website. And we've already had several people call the office, people that came to the metal recycling event with all their computers. So while we couldn't take their computers, we could direct them where they're able to get rid of electronics. So this seems to be something that is, can never have enough of these events, because people are always trying to get rid of some sort of electronic equipment.
So I got some more stuff to get rid of.
Yeah.
So,
Recycling containers, I wanted to let you know, last week we received some recycling containers that Amy Sullivan had ordered to try to help the schools out for separating bottles and cans, water bottles, regular soda cans, and anything that's brought to the school in some sort of recyclable container. So just kind of helps us promote recycling at the school, and it also helps us spend the money that we get for the grant
Yeah.
on both town and school side. So I just wanted to let you know those containers just came in, so you may see those when you are up at the schools. Okay, keep going.
Oh yeah, keep going.
Central
Move
Mass
on.
Mosquito Control, they are in the swing of doing their operation. We did have, I don't know if you noticed, a couple weeks ago, they actually promoted the, what they do. They had a, almost like
I
a
saw the big thing,
life-size. Yeah, it
Oh, I
was
took a
really
picture.
nice.
I showed Steve. I said, "How come we don't have that?"
Yeah, I guess it's my understanding they move it around from town
Okay.
to town, so it'll be coming to yours soon,
I
I'm
doubt
sure. So they like to promote. They like to leave it in a place for a week or two to kind of let people know that they're out there and be able to have people call. They have concerns to be able to connect with Central Mass Mosquito Control directly. We are we're cautiously optimistic. Hopefully, we don't have the level of spraying that's needed, but they were so helpful last year with, I think we were doing like an event, a spraying event almost weekly because of the positive hits that we got for
We got them early too.
positive mosquitoes, yeah. And we had quite a few. But the staff over there, as soon as they hear, it's like, as soon as I call, they're like on it. So I have to say it's such a beneficial program, and I know you have it too, and I can't say enough about it. Flu season, I wanted to let you know. Steve had asked this in one of the previous meetings about how many vaccines that we had administered. So we did a total of 153 vaccines. So just wanted to update the board, and as I'm sure you've heard in the news, and if you haven't heard in the news, you probably know somebody that has experiencing, either late season colds. There's still some influenza out there. So it is something that is still going around. There's strep viruses going around. And I can't recall seeing it this late before, so it's been
Steve
been
and
a
I
tough
were in
year.
Atlanta the past week that we were there. We had to close the school, but it was norovirus once we got the test back.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, we
Oh,
had to shut
did
it.
it? Was it positive for noro?
Yeah, we had 3 hits. Three samples went out. All of them came back norovirus.
Yeah.
So we shut down the school. They were not happy with us because we were 1,000 miles away, and we could shut it down from Atlanta. Sitting in the hotel,
Wow.
we sat in the hotel room and made the decision, called the board, and we shut down the school.
Wow.
Superintendent wasn't happy, but everybody's in school this week, so we did
Yeah.
it. Everybody's in school last week, I should say. We did the right thing. So.
Yeah, that's an awful. Norovirus is horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. So.
The board member vacancy, as you may know, we are going to have a vacancy. Ray has given us a lot of years that we're very thankful for, and made a lot of positive changes on this board.
And you guys will be happy I'm gone.
It's going to leave a huge spot, and just wanted to let you know we've had some interest,
Good.
and I know that town administration will look at filling the spot hopefully as of July. So we'll give information as it comes, but wanted to just thank Ray for everything that he's done here. Rain barrels and compost bins, I just wanted to let you know, we have been selling quite a few.
Do you have any paperwork on the rain barrels?
Rain barrel, I will give you paperwork. What my intention is to make a flyer like this for putting out on the web. But the compost bins are $55 each, the kitchen scrap buckets are $10, and then the rain barrels are $70.
Okay.
So we got those from a grant that DPW had secured, and so because we sell these here, we thought it might make sense to have the rain barrels up here as well. They don't really have a place to display them down there. So we have, you know, fortunate we can kind of put them up on the tall file cabinets. We've already sold, how many have we sold? We've sold two or three? Three rain
I
barrels.
want to.
Oh, do you?
I need
Oh,
to.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna
So-
buy them from Westboro, but I'm not a resident, so they said I'd have to wait till the end of the program and then buy them.
Okay.
So then I came by the other day and I thought I saw one up there and I went, wait a minute, it's
Yeah.
not the same company, it's a different company
Oh,
that's
okay.
doing it.
Yep.
Because they asked me what town I was from, oh no, that's not our town. Because if it was the same, if they were doing this town, then I could have purchased them during the event. Because they do a deal for the towns during the event. Normally if you buy it off their website, it's more than 70.
Right, right.
So they do a deal for the town. So I was like, oh, you know, I can grab a couple there. They're right at work, strap them in the back of my truck, and I'm like, I'm never home when you guys are open, you know. So I figured I could buy them there and be done with it, but it's a different setup. So yeah, I'm gonna want at least two.
Okay.
I'm gonna put them on two corners of my house.
So we have the rain barrels available and the compost bins available. Compost bins, again, $55 each. Not sure if maybe LCAC can get a copy of that to put on. I believe we already have it on the website, but we'll put that out. And then the rain barrels are $70 each. And it's nice because it has like the tubing and the spigots and so forth. So it seems to be a program that's gaining interest.
I figure I keep the rain and then I use it to wash my car.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome.
Because I have a
Good
pump I
idea.
can hook up to it and I can water the plants and wash my car and everything. I don't have to
That's
worry about it. And of course, then if we go in a drought, I have to put a
Right.
sign up saying that
Right.
rainwater is being used here, so
Yeah.
people don't start calling the Board of Health saying, oh, we're in a drought and this guy's watering his car.
Right,
Washing my car, watering the plants, whatever.
yes, yes.
So, all right, excellent, great.
Oh, that's true.
So I wanted to let you know, the town report came out. We had the town meeting last week. And so we have the town report. Welcome to take a look at it. Keep a copy in the office. And I think I think the town clerk probably has these downstairs as well, although I haven't, she may have them right on her shelving. We also wanted to, we've got the Maven report. There we go. And I know from the last meeting, I think we have, because we had that public hearing and we were, had a couple of meetings, I have March and April here, February,
Okay.
March and April, just in case. You may have seen them, but I just wanted you to be aware.
Damn fleet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's, I mean, they always say that, you know, flu can go right into April. It really, really is.
Yeah, the nurse at work was talking about a young boy in Sterling who died of influenza. People don't realize that he was a college age boy.
Okay. Any questions on that for the public health nurse? Okay. So health education and prevention, I wanted to just put that on because we were notified of Central Mass Lyme Conference. I know there's a lot of, there's a lot of awareness about Lyme, and especially where they're thinking that it's going to be such a bad tick year. So this, I just wanted to pass on some information regarding this. I think there's a lot of Lyme education that we have put out already, and I know, Carolyn, you've been up at the concert series to, hand out some fact sheets and so forth and answer questions about it. A couple of years ago, we worked with the school nurses and put out a, basically like a listening session that was very well attended. So I think that you're probably going to hear a lot about Lyme. So just wanted to pass along that information. And also for the town recently received a grant to promote education around opioid prevention. So we're very happy for the schools. They worked very hard. We had met jointly with town administration and the school administration, and we felt that there was obviously a need to be able to promote community involvement and bringing awareness to the topic. So they received a grant recently through the Attorney General's office, and I think they will be moving forward with the plan that they proposed. And I know there's also, you know, some community health education that I think that we can utilize.
And I sent you an email today, probably haven't even seen it because it was later in the day,
Oh, okay.
with what we had talked about with some links for resources
Oh, great. Nice.
regarding like and I actually printed something out, so that has 1-800 number for a hotline, and then there's also a link for a pamphlet for resources for young adults and their families about how to get help with opioid addiction.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you'd have something, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that is, I just wanted to, you know, often I give you the Maven reports, and I know we've talked about how we can kind of improve getting education out. So I think we have the opportunity again for a lot of public events. We've got the schedule for the concert series
Yeah.
up at Pappas. So they do those weekly series, and I think I want to say there's 12 weeks, or it's a good amount of time.
I want to say it's not this week. I think it might start. It starts, I thought, before Memorial Day.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Oh, actually, no, you're right. It
June.
goes into September. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It might go into September. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it was. I knew it was even.
I'll try to remember
Yeah.
to put the calendar in your packet so that you have it for next time. But I think it's probably a good idea if there's time that, you know, the board members can devote to have a table up there to be able to just hand out some education, you know, it doesn't have to be the same topic, it can be different topics each week, but it's kind of a nice way to interact with the public. And in the absence of Eileen, can I move on?
Yeah, go right
Okay.
ahead.
So the production, we are over 60%. Since the new part-time inspector came on, she has been making great progress. So we're hoping to continue that progress going forward into next month, be able to provide you with another number. 4th of July celebration is going to be Thursday, June 29th, with a rain date of Friday, June 30th. Just want to double check my calendar to make sure I'm telling you we're on the right days. So the 29th is a Thursday, the 30th is a Friday, so the 29th will be the celebration with the rain date on Friday. So it was, they came up with that schedule because in past years, if you do it on the weekend, it sometimes complicates, you know, making sure we have enough resources.
Gotcha.
Summer camp for the town recreation and culture department starts June 26th. So I know Eileen is already working with Kristen and her team to make sure that we can meet the requirements for summer camp.
Now, are they a summer camp or a community municipal rec program?
No, they're actually a summer camp.
Oh,
They're
okay.
advertised as a summer camp.
Wow. I wouldn't think they'd want to go through all that. Yeah.
We've done a lot, and Kristen's worked very hard to make sure that we are, you know, meeting or exceeding the requirements for, you know, having a really successful kids program.
Did you get the email on the Christian's Law went through?
Oh, okay.
It passed and everything, so as long, if they're doing any trips to the beach or anything like
Yeah.
that, we have to make sure that they're covered.
I don't think that they take
I
any
don't-
trips to the beach as of right now, but we'll make sure if they do. Yep.
Because we just got that email today, I think, and Steve got it, and he's like, do any of it? I have 12 camps, so I'm like, looking through, see who's a travel. I have one travel camp, they're the only ones I have to worry
Oh,
about with
okay.
Christian Law, but they're a Y and they're the ones teaching the course,
Oh,
so it
that's
works out.
helpful.
Okay. Yeah. So I know they'll be on top of things, but I gotta make sure, so, yeah, that went through, so.
860 Southbridge Street, this is one of the gas stations
Mm-hmm.
slash convenience stores. So we have a new owner there, and happy to see that the business is going to be in on the tax rolls again.
Was that a
So-
BP station over
It
there?
was,
Okay.
yeah,
all right.
yep. Dippin' Donuts used to be the old Honeydew, so they have a new owner as well, and they've done a lot of nice improvements down there. It is now open, so it's a family that owns another Dippin' Donuts, and this is a venture for their son. Coco's Tropical Ice, Coco's right here on Swanson Road, is now making homemade ice cream. So they have started the process, and Eileen and Erin were down there to make sure the testing was done in accordance with the frozen dessert requirements. 33 Zabel Ave, this is going to be the convenience store, right on Zabel Ave, that's been closed for a good amount of time. That is back in process, and the owner is hoping to reopen that, and has some ideas for some convenience slash offering some healthier food choices there. Yogurt Island is a food concept that was proposed down in the, I always mess up this, the mall. It's a small little plaza adjacent to the BP, near 860. Is it West Side? Yeah, okay, thank
She
you.
can't shut that. That can't be shut. Excuse me. You have to leave the door open. Open meeting laws, one door has to be open at all times. I know, we deal with the noise, but we have to leave one open at all times. Sorry. So,
AMF Bowling
Yep.
is proposing a new bar area and a kitchen renovation. So
they
they,
had a bar back in the day and then they
Yeah.
closed it, and it's about time they opened it up.
so they've got some changes going on there.
Good.
Ice cream trucks that we have licensed is Richie's Ice Cream. As you recall, I believe he was licensed last year, and he has been renewed. Food trucks that we have, that we are working with is Big T's, and also Big T's, I can't confirm whether or not that one has been licensed. I'll have to defer to Eileen. But Off the Hook is a food truck that is located in the parking lot area of Chuck's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
So as you may know, Chuck's Steakhouse opens at 4 o'clock
Yep.
for dinners, and Off the Hook is a food truck that is working in conjunction with Chuck's, and they're allowing him to be in the parking lot for like lunch periods. So you'll see that they've already been set up. They operate on certain days. So kind of a lot going on, but this time of year, there's a lot of events and a lot happening with food trucks and catering and so forth. So I will have Eileen provide more detail for the next meeting. summer schedule proposed in the past. We have looked at June, July, and August as a summer schedule. And I don't know if that's something the board wants to consider. I'm okay. I wrote down the two dates that we would normally meet, and we can certainly keep those dates. And then maybe, you know, go with one meeting that month,
Yeah.
or
I
have
think
the
in the-
meeting as needed.
I think in the past, we've tried to do at least one a month, and if we didn't need anything, we just tabled them until
Okay.
we had to come in.
Yep.
I think you already said you have some more stuff coming in, so the June 12th one works
Okay.
to start anyways. We'll just have to get a hold of Steve and see if it works. If it doesn't work for him and the 26th works better, then we can always do the meeting on the 26th, depending on how much stuff we have to do.
Okay.
So,
So, are you okay if we hold the 26th as well and have it as needed?
yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that. We've done that in the past. We did it, I think, a couple months back too, in March, in February, March. I think if we didn't have anything going on, there's no use us taking up your time when you can be doing stuff in the office and getting stuff done, and Eileen can be on the road and everything like that. So, does the 12th work?
The 12th works.
Okay. So we'll definitely do the 12th, and if Steve can make it, that'd be great. And then
Okay.
the 26th, I'd put a hold on it. And if we need it, we use it. If we don't,
Sure.
we cancel it and
Okay.
not have it. All right, any other information we need to know about?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think you have everything.
I will entertain.
questions?
No? Any questions?
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have a good evening.